you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. Today we are testing new makeup to find out what's new in makeup for the month of May. This is the first makeup trial that I'm doing for the month, and I'm very excited because I have a new product in every single category, even powder. So I'm very excited to slap all these products on to give you this look that you see here, which was tricky to say just the tiniest amount without giving it away. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know you guys like these because you tell me that you like these. So if you do, but you are not subscribed, please let me know that you like these videos by hitting that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you could watch my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now that I've said all that, this is a long video. So with that, let's get into this video. Testing new makeup. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Let's find out. Alright, so the first thing that I am gonna do is try out these new concealers by Natasha Denona. So I was sent a bunch of these. There's almost 50 shades of these in all different undertones and for various skin tones. And I'll show you a close-up of all the ones that I have. I'm pretty sure they sent me everything that's in the light to medium spectrum. And so, to be honest, this is almost too many options for me. So even though there's 4 undertone groups, neutral, rosy, peach, and yellow, some of the shades actually feature 2 letters, like a YN, which would be a yellow neutral, or a YP, a yellow peach, I guess. And so it seems like from this table, I'm just gonna have to try a couple of shades just to see which ones will actually fit me. You know what? I'm gonna try all the rosy tones that were sent to me, which is 4 of them. There's a really, really light one that's clearly not gonna suit me, so I'm not gonna test out that one. Then there's a RN3, so a rosy neutral 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. Okay, next I'm gonna try the R4. Okay. And last but not least, I'm gonna try the R5. Okay. I feel like there's not much difference when it comes to depth. So I'm gonna let them sit for a second and then I'm gonna buff them out just to see what happens. Okay. This looks pretty pigmented and pretty promising. I kind of like the RN3 for the under eye, especially if I want to brighten. Granted, I don't have my foundation on, and I generally like to match my foundation to my neck or to like the rest of my body, which is my natural color. My face is very discolored, so although this may work for this discolored skin tone, I don't know if this will actually match my neck. It might like pop a little too much and make it too bright. So let me see with the 4. This one's clearly very, very rosy. So that one's kind of nice as well, especially if you want to go for that pinkier under eye. All right, let me blend out this one. R5. I think I like R5 the most. This one, when I turn to the side, just looks a little too pale, even for my discolored face skin tone. And the 4 is not much different, so I guess the 5 is where it's at. For the rest of my face, I'm not sure if I should go for a peach, because according to this chart here, the way that you determine which is your undertone is by determining what blush color looks best on you. So I am someone who could wear pretty much most blush shades except for mauves and taupes. Those are blush shades that I generally stay away from. So according to that statement, I would then be a peach undertone. So then in the yellow, if you like pink, red, purple, or berry, or if those are the ones that look best on you, then you're a yellow. In the rosy, it's peach, tangerine, terracotta, or bronze. And neutral would be muted blush shades, but also vibrant colors. So I guess I'm just a little bit perplexed. I'm gonna try to go safe with the peach because I definitely know that I do not like mauve blushes on me. Something about them doesn't make me feel nice. Let's reach for some peaches. We've got a peach P2, P3, P4, YP5, and a YP8. This is gonna be a very long video. P2 looks off. It just looks light. I feel like I should just set that aside immediately. P3, P4, oh, I don't know. It looks a little too saturated. All right, so then we have the YP5, Yellow Peach 5. This one's much lighter than the rest of them, so I'm really not sure how this works. Are the numbers supposed to get lighter or darker? And there's also a YP8, which is also very, very saturated. I'm not sure if I'm feeling any of these. We're on a mission to find my right concealer shade. I think I got it for the under eye because I do like a rosy under eye, but just in case I want a skin matching one, I want to be able to have that as well. Okay, and 3, and 4, and 5. I think I like N5. And 6, once again, that one's lighter. Next we have Y and 6. Oh, I kind of like that one. Y and 6. I'm gonna set aside the N5 5 and the YN6. I feel like I like those two. N7, N8, and N9. Is it me or is N9 kind of good too? These colors are just all over the place. It goes light, then it goes back to dark, then it goes back to medium. I'm not really seeing any rhyme or reason here, just not yet. But the fact that this concealer has not creased under my eye at all whatsoever is pretty impressive, and it looks very, very pigmented. So I do appreciate that. I like that a lot, actually. Now, all I need is to actually find my skin matching shade so I can cover up some of these spots, baby. And the final 4 that I'm gonna test, I guess I'm just gonna test out everything that was sent to me except for the lightest shades. Yeah, Y2 looks crazy, so I'm not gonna test that one. YP3, let's go on the forehead here. Whoa. Negative. Y4, negative, and Y7. This is very yellow. Okay, you know what? I feel like it's time for a thumbnail face. This is not even a concealer review, but here we are. Swatching and pretty much reviewing all of Natasha Denona's concealers in the medium range. Testing new makeup. Where are you this month? Which way? What do you guys think? Is this gonna be a good trial or a bad trial? All right, I'm gonna remove all of that from my face and from the under eye, even though I should have probably kept that one. Now I think I actually wanna keep these around. 3 shades that were probably the best concealer matches for the rest of the face, not the under eye. I'm gonna keep them around. I'm gonna apply my foundation and then I'm gonna try them on top. And all these other ones are gonna have to go in the donation pile because I did just watch them. So these are going to family and friends. Next, we have a beautiful PR package from Bobbi Brown. Thank you, Bobbi Brown and team, for always supplying me with the latest. And in it, we also have these 2 very cute headbands that were actually inspired by my 2 foundation matches. So we've got the Natural Tan, and Golden Natural. Natural Tan is the one that I always use, but I did want to try the Golden Natural. It is a little bit darker and a little bit more golden, so I guess I'm gonna go for it. I also have the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So many people love and swear by this face base. It does definitely make your skin feel smooth, but it doesn't do much for pores or for texture or for oil control. So although I like it, I need something a little bit extra. But just for the sake of today's video, I'm not gonna put on anything extra. Just gonna go for this Golden Natural, which like I said is a new shade for me. But if it doesn't work, I can always go back to my Natural Tan. Yeah, I think this is like a pinch too yellow, but it's honestly not that bad because it does get rid of the redness. This is one of my absolute favorite foundations. It's so reliable and it's so trustworthy. I've been a fan for years. But now that I've tried Golden Natural, I can honestly say that Natural Tan is definitely my shade, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave this on, and then for my second layer, I'm gonna add my Natural Tan, the one that I always use. This is actually a lighter shade, even though it's called tan. As you can see, it's still like a lighter shade than the other one. Oh, I love the spa scent of this foundation. It's always been my fave. Okay, face base is on. I feel like it is not terrible. It's kind of working with my neck, but it would have been better if I just used the Natural Tan and stuck with the shade that I know works for me, but it's okay. I wanted to try something new. All right, so now for the concealer, let's go for the R5 in the new Natasha Denona Hy-Glam, which by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a serum concealer, and it actually does contain some advanced skincare properties. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that rosy concealer, even though I just read that if you have blue or purple under eye circles, then you should probably go for the peach concealer. I really like rosy on me, so I'm just gonna stick with the rosy, even though rosy is actually meant for brown dark spots or dark circles. Okay, I am just learning on the go here. We are testing makeup. This is what we're doing. So it says that I need to let it sit for a little bit before I actually blend it out. And now I'm gonna try the neutral one on some of my spots. Not that you can see any spots, but there's one right here. I feel like that looks a little light. Let's try YN. Now I am gently gonna buff out that rosy concealer. I really, really like the way this looks, but I will say the system itself is a little too complicated, even for me. And I know there's videos you can watch. I know there's all sorts of media out there from Natasha Denona and team, but I'm just speaking from like a regular makeup consumer's perspective. Sometimes you want these products to be intuitive, and sometimes you want the shade picking to be as simple as humanly possible. But honestly, I really love the way that under eye looks. I feel like it looks bright against the rest of the skin tone, which is definitely on the yellow side, but it's bringing everything together and it's giving it a little bit of a balance that it needed. All right, for the spots, I'm gonna use this Pat McGrath brush. I think all of these concealer shades are a little too light. N9 was probably the closest match, but it still wasn't perfect. I'm just gonna have to buff that into my skin with my foundation brush, hoping that it doesn't leave too much of a light cast. Okay, the non-creasing for the amount of pigment that I'm getting is seriously very impressive. Like that under eye looks really, 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 really nice. I also like the fact that the finish of the concealer is a little bit on the radiant side. It is by no means luminous, but it almost has like a glassy type of luminosity, which I really appreciate. I think it looks really fresh. I actually have a couple more concealers to test out from Bobbi Brown, but I'll save these for my next testing new makeup video because today was all about Natasha. What I really wanted to show you guys is a new powder from Makeup Forever. It's called the HD Skin Twist and Light Finishing Powder. So this is supposed to blur, correct, and illuminate the complexion. And there's only 4 shades. I was sent 2 of the shades in this very lovely little makeup case. Got a brush in here too. Love that. I have shade medium 2.0 and I also have shade tan 3.0. I'm gonna go for the medium because I'm currently not tan. And let's see, there's apparently a way to open this. Twist the bottom quickly and sharply one way, then back. Okay. You guys, this is so exciting. You twist the bottom, it releases all 3 of the powders that we have here. This is so cool. I'm gonna have to show you a close-up, of course. But basically, the green, the orange, and the light powder all release into this little hole here, and then you can pick it up with a brush. This is really cute and clever, and I feel like I need to do a whole separate video just on this. I am very, very, very intrigued. All right, we've got the Straight and Wavy 160 brush that I'm gonna dip in here, swirl around. Oh my God, this is so cool. I'm gonna start gently tapping that to set the foundation. All right, I'm gonna release a little bit more powder. Okay, this is definitely a light finishing powder. I wouldn't necessarily set or bake with this. This is more for like the glow and for the final step, like a color correcting final step. But I love the innovation. I love, love, love the innovation. I can definitely see some glittery microparticles in this powder. But this is something that I am used to seeing in certain powders that are specifically called finishing powders, but not necessarily setting powders. And this is what this is. This is an illuminating finishing powder to finish off your look. So perhaps this wouldn't even be something that I apply all over, maybe just like on the perimeter of the forehead and on the high points of my face, maybe on the jawline. But I would still stick to my regular setting powders for the under eye and for the center of the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that actually. I'm gonna grab my Dominique Cosmetics Rosita for the under eye and also just mattify some of these areas that have a little too much glow, like between the eyebrows, the center of the forehead. Like these are the areas that I want to be matte. But honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. I feel like the complexion looks pretty put together. I like this. I want to try this one and also the tan version for when I'm more tan. But so far, I think I like it. Okay, of course I set the face and then I was gonna test out a liquid type of blush product. Now I can't, so I'm gonna have to skip blush. That's okay. Let's actually move on to brows. I have something new to test out in the brow category and it is from Jones Road X Tweezerman or Tweezerman X Jones Road. We have 2 kits here, one for the brows, one for the lashes. And in the brow one, we've got some tweezers and we also have a brow pencil. Whoa, the brow pencil looks just like the face pencil, but it is much sharper. And although my brows are already done, I'm gonna attempt to just fill in the brow with this product and maybe extend it a bit just so I can see if this is a waxy type of product or if it's a powder-like type of brow product. I mean, this feels quite pigmented, but also very soft. So you definitely have to be careful with how much you press or how hard you press. What I'm also noticing is that there's all these fibers sticking out of this pencil. And I'm gonna show you a close-up. It's kind of reminding me of the fuzzy Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. You know the ones from those days back in YouTube land. I'm not sure if these are actually supposed to be fibers for the brows. I'm gonna have to really look into this product because it definitely looks interesting, though I'm not sure if it's supposed to look like that. Setting that aside, let's move on to some eyeshadow palettes. I actually have some eyeshadow palettes, and you guys, these are said to be the most pigmented eyeshadow formula for all day wear from none other than MAC. I was so excited when I got this whole collection in the mail. Look at all these palettes that they sent me. Thank you, MAC. But I was also kind of sad because I had my eyes on this particular palette, so I'm definitely gonna have to get my hands on this one, because if it is in fact the most pigmented eyeshadow formula, I need to have this one for the yellow and for the green. These are the colors that I'm always searching for. These particular colors are very difficult to formulate. So if MAC has nailed this, I'm gonna need to get my hands on the palette. Plain and simple. But for today, I'm gonna grab this neutral one. So this is a $54 palette. It is hard to open. It is a 12 pan, 12 artist curated true nudes, Connect in Color eyeshadow palette in unfiltered nudes. So this does look very nudie. There's some matte shades, some satiny shades, and some shimmery shades. So this is what I'm gonna use today. The other ones I'm gonna have to save for gifts. I'm just personally not a huge fan of smaller eyeshadow palettes. I feel like they take up room, but don't actually give you variety. So I prefer larger palettes that have more colors. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance from my previous couple of videos, just because it's here. All right, I'm gonna go for this Crown Brush makeup brush, and for this taupey shade called Wedge. I'm just gonna darken this outer portion of the crease and lid. Ooh, I'm finding that this eyeshadow is a little bit on the patchy side. So I don't know if this is the most pigmented eyeshadow ever. In fact, I am finding this one to be a little bit patchy. And also this applies very dry. And when I try to pick up the color, it kicks up a lot of dust. Like a lot of powder dust. So, not sure if I would market it as pigmented. But let me actually go ahead and try a couple more colors. All right, I'm gonna dip into this chocolatey brown, Sonic Chocolate. I'm gonna shade the outer third of the lid, almost in a wing, lifting it like so, and then connecting it to the crease. All right, this color is for sure more pigmented, but it is also much darker, so that's expected. I don't know if I'm that impressed with this particular palette. I think the colors are a little bit more on the neutral side, and I dare say they're even cooler than neutral. So that seems to feel a little bit more modern, I guess. But I'm not sure if I'm seeing any quality difference here. In fact, I think I've seen better eyeshadows from MAC in the past. This so far feels just okay. I'm gonna take another brush. This one is Wayne Goss 06. This shadow here, Uninterrupted. This is like an olivey shade. I'm gonna use this shade to blend out the brown and also to soften that crease line, which I don't even know why I went for this. I guess I'm inspired by the headband. I'm gonna continue blending, just like that. Okay, that actually turned out kind of cute, so maybe I'm not that mad. I'm gonna use a flat brush from Sculpt number 20 and this shimmery shade called Dial Up the Gold. It looks like a very beigey type of gold, which I like. So I'm gonna basically clean up underneath that crease line that I created and just add that all over. Again, this is also very, very subtle, not super, super sparkly. I wouldn't even call it a metallic gold. This is somewhere in between satin and metallic. Definitely on the wearable side. So actually, if you're looking for a nice eyeshadow palette for work or for every day, you'll probably like this one. This is very neutral, very wearable. This is not loud in your face, and it's definitely not as pigmented as they say, which could be a good thing. I actually think they should come up with a system, like a numbering system or some sort of a distinction for pigmentation level, like moderately pigmented or intensely pigmented, and like what type of looks would this be good for, you know? Like if it's sheer pigmentation, perhaps that would be good for just a wash of color or a very natural type of makeup, you know? Then moderately pigmented would probably be really good for everyday makeup or like a professional type of makeup, you know? Whereas pigmented is either for stage or for professional work, such as a professional glam, you know? I think that would be very helpful. But calling something our most pigmented palette and then me expecting the most pigmented type of palette, this definitely ain't it. Not with the 3-4 colors that I just tried. And like, it's fine. I actually feel like I would appreciate this palette more if they didn't call it their most pigmented palette. All right, one more shade. This creamy one here. Now that actually is pretty pigmented out of all the shades. And that's that perfect satiny type of formula that I really like. Scent Neutrals is the name. I'm gonna reach back into this one, wedge, and I'm just gonna finish up the space right here, just like that. Okay, next I'm gonna reach for a mascara, and it's gonna be the one from Jones Road X Tweezer Man. It's actually just the Jones Road mascara in the shade Pitch Black. So let's try it. I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm not gonna use any liner because I actually wanna see what this mascara looks like. Ooh, a nice wand. Bobbi Brown nose. The classic wand is always the best wand. And for those of you who don't know, Jones Road is a brand that was founded by Bobbi Brown the woman, who also founded Bobbi Brown Cosmetics, but she is no longer associated with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. She's now associated with Jones Road, her own brand. I actually wanted to do a video comparing Bobbi Brown, the brand, and Jones Road, the brand, founded by the woman Bobbi Brown. I wanted to do like a half face of Bobbi Brown products versus Jones Road products just to see how they compare now in 2023 when Bobbi the woman is no longer in charge of Bobbi Brown the brand, and just to see what the differences are, you know? Let me know if that would be a fun video to watch. I'm not like married to this idea, but if you guys are interested, we shall make it happen. Oh my god, this mascara looks really nice. Too bad it's not waterproof, but who knows, maybe it wears really well. Well, what I like is that it literally coats every single lash and it separates them. Makes it look like I have a million more lashes than I do. It's pretty impressive. And now I think I'm finally ready for the lips. In the lip category, we have something new from Huda Beauty. We have the Lip Blush Creamy Lip and Cheek Stain. So this is what I originally wanted to use for my cheeks today, but then I powdered down, so I missed that opportunity. But I definitely do want to test this out on the lippies. Let's see, we've got 5 new shades of super comfortable made to stay lip blush treatment. So I guess this is supposed to be like a lip tattoo, or in this instance, a long-lasting multi-use, extra easy on the go, hydrating, kiss-proof, pain-free lip blush. All right, so we've got the shade Peachy Kiss, Apricot Kiss, Coral Kiss, Berry Kiss, and Rosy Kiss. So now I'm gonna wipe off the swatches and I'm gonna show you the stain that remains underneath. I didn't keep it on for very long because this is still my arm. So yeah, these definitely do stain, and I think the stain lasts. So I'm gonna try to rub this off my arm real quick, and it does come off, so it's not really that big of a deal. I think my favorite of the bunch were definitely these two, the Coral Kiss and also the Rosy Kiss. So let me go for the Rosy Kiss since I think it's the most different one from all of them. I already have a little bit of lip liner on. So this is what it looks like immediately. Okay, so initially I thought that this product was going to be very similar to the Rare Beauty lip oils, but in fact it is different, although it feels kind of similar when you first apply it. And the difference with the Rare Beauty lip oils is that when you apply this product, it almost looks like a gloss. It looks very, very shiny on the lips, whereas this almost instantly creates that stained look. Like there isn't much of that shiny residue, and it looks like the stain is buildable. So this is definitely more of a stain or a tint than anything else. So definitely make sure that your lips are well exfoliated before trying this one. I'm noticing that there's more pink or more staining happening in the center of the lip versus on the outer portion. So I'm wondering if this is like heat activated or if it's like a mood ring type of thing that reacts to like the pH balance of your skin. But essentially, this is what it looks like when it's freshly applied on. Of course, you can also blot off the stain, which I'm gonna do, which then leaves you with the tint. And I gotta say, it's quite nice. I can't say that it applies perfectly evenly. Maybe if I didn't have a lip liner on, I'd have a better experience, and I think I will have a better experience, but this is what I'm working with now. So then, in the PR package, I also received the Frost Silk Balm, which you can apply on top of the lip blush, so I'm gonna do that. Oh my god, gym lips. Do you guys remember the trend of gym lips from like a couple of months ago? This is what it's reminding me of. And I like it. Alright, and on that note, I think we have tried everything. Almost everything that I wanted to try today. There's one more thing, and it is this new Too Faced makeup insurance that insures your makeup and sets it for 18 hours of wear. So let's try it. A lot of balls in there. It's quite an aggressive spray. Though it actually feels like hairspray in my hair. I don't know if I like that. And very sticky in the folds of my elbows where I guess it landed. Interesting. Maybe this does work. All right, final face, final look. What do we think? I'll tell you what I think. I think today's trial was fairly neutral. I feel like there were a couple of products, specifically the Natasha Denona concealer, that just took me a little longer to get the hang of. There's a lot of trial and color picking, and ultimately I'm not sure if I'm sold on it. After having applied the Dominique Cosmetics Rosita powder on top of the under eye, I am noticing that the concealer is looking a little heavier than I like. It's looking a little bit more makeup-y than my preference. So I'm not sure if it's the powder that's not compatible with the concealer, or if the concealer is just too pigmented and too solid for powder. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with it, but so far I'm not quite sold on the product. I appreciate the options, but I do think that the options make it a little difficult for just like the regular consumer to find their shade that they actually need. That's just my thoughts on that, my initial thoughts. Let's see what else. The Bobbi Brown foundation, Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, was one of my faves for like 2019 or maybe 2020, and it still is. It's still a really good solid foundation, though I do think I should probably stick to my normal shade, Natural Tan Warm 54, as opposed to trying a new shade, Warm 58 Golden Natural. This new powder from Makeup Forever was probably the most intriguing product out of everything that I've tried today. I like the fact that there's a trifecta of colors, literally 3 colors per powder shade, to balance, to finish off, and to illuminate your complexion. I will definitely test it in a different way as a finishing setting powder like it's supposed to be, as opposed to an actual setting powder for your foundation, and I'll report back. The Jones Road brow pencil was a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't really tell if it was waxy or powdery. I couldn't tell if the fibers were supposed to be there or not. So this one left me pondering. But I do generally enjoy Jones Road products. So far, I've liked everything that I've tried, namely the face pencil, which is like my everyday go-to. I can't live without that product. I was kind of hoping that this brow pencil would be similar, but I don't know. The most pigmented eyeshadows from MAC are actually not very pigmented at all, but that's not really a problem. I think this eyeshadow palette is still pretty good for those of you who are looking for something neutral for every day to wear to work or to school, especially if you are in a professional setting and you just need to sculpt out your eyes and just make them look more alive or more awake, you know? I feel like this would be a really good palette for that. It has a good amount of neutral and cool tones, both in the matte, shimmery, and satin finishes. So for $54, I think this is pretty decent. Though when they said pigmented, I really was expecting pigmented, and this definitely was not it. The Huda Beauty Lip Blush Tint or Stains definitely stain, that is for sure. Though, again, I'm not sure if I care. I don't know if I am the right person for this. I typically don't really wear lip stains. There's only one that I really like, and it's the one from REM Beauty. It's a marker type of lip stain, and that one is just so easy to use, and it's just so intuitive. Whereas this, I don't know, to me it felt like if you don't know what you're doing, you could potentially think that you're making a mistake or you are using a bad product. That's just like where it takes my mind. If you did not have all of this information that Huda has provided in this pamphlet and also online on her TikTok and on her Instagram, then you probably wouldn't know what to do with this, truth be told. Those are my thoughts on pretty much everything that I can remember. I think I like the mascara. Yeah, I definitely like the mascara from Jones Road. Everything else was what you just heard. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and for subscribing and for sticking to the end. I am zooming on out. This is a very long video and I apologize for that, but maybe you like it. And maybe you want to check out some more long videos. So click on them. Peace out, and I'm out.